of it, and how you'll know that you're succeeding at that is 2 to 3% or less monthly churn, meaning that you're only losing 2 to 3% of your customers per month. If you're doing, that's really the litmus test of building a scalable agency. If you're not doing that, then at the bottom line is that the customers are just not receiving enough value from the service if they're churning at greater than 3% per month. 5% is okay, but it just means that the results are not consistent enough in the agency to be able to do that. Now, fulfillment requires a whole other conversation, but the bottom line is that to get to 100K per month is really simple. It's just about figuring out the offer, figuring out the go-to-market or the lead generation, solving the sales, and then lead nurture, and then the actual team itself, because you can't do this, you can't do 100K per month on your own. Now, I would recommend you could do it, you can absolutely do it with VAs, and we had done it with VAs, but there's no way to get to 800K per month on just VAs. There needs to be a team of 8 players. So after you figured out the lead generation part of the equation, and then after you figured out the sales, like let's say we're winning clients at this point, where you have the right offer, then it's a matter of getting somebody to actually manage the operation itself, managing the fulfillment. So the first hire that I would make would be a Swiss Army knife project manager, somebody that can be front facing with clients, but then also manage the fulfillment team. And then having them hire the media buyer, because we need somebody to run the ads. We can't do everything ourselves. And there also needs to be part of this media buyer is to have somebody actually managing the creative. Now, this video has gone on for a little while, but we'll keep it going. You also need $5 an hour VAs to scrape the lists and to continue sourcing leads for the emails. Now, the creative person, ideally, you want to have them actually writing the copy of the emails, and then also the marketing, coming up with the angles, working with the media buyer to actually come up with all of the tests that the agency is running creative-wise, both for clients and then also for our own acquisition from ads. Because after you've closed the first deal, there's no reason to not invest into ads. And then after the fulfillment is taken care of and delegated, for me personally, my background is sales, so I can manage the sales up to a point. Now, I could also manage the fulfillment, but I'm a lot better at sales than I am at project management. So it makes more sense for me to hire a project manager first, and then also the technical skills. So VAs plus the media buyer, and then also the creative part of the equation. And then hiring a growth consultant, somebody that's actually going to work with the clients to help them, consult them on their business. This is not a VA type role. This is somebody that actually needs to have a background and is an expert that can advise the client and help them make decisions as we're helping grow their business. So now we have the client front-facing work once they become a client, and we also have the back-end fulfillment taken care of. So that's only, plus the VA, we're only talking about 4 people outside of us as a founder. So super easy for us to manage this team in this order. I mean, we're not talking about a great deal of complexity here. And then lastly, is bringing on a recruiting partner to help our clients sell and convert, to help enhance the quality of the service. Now, I would prioritize this as opposed to bringing on a salesperson first, because for me anyway, my strength is sales. So I can do sales up to a point where I need to choose between sales and being the CEO, and we're still not there yet. So after we bring in a recruiting partner to help them build our clients' appointment setting teams and helping them manage those appointment setting teams, at that point, we're talking about a significant layer of complexity, because in operations, it's very easy to scale things that are consistent and the same. Now, appointment setting is because we can build systems and processes to warehouse the appointment setters, so to speak, to give them the sandbox. However, it can be because they're human beings, they're subject to human error, and the process is then subject to human error. And then that's why I say that the layer of complexity is a magnitude higher than these other systems like project management and the actual fulfillment of the ads themselves. Because we can hire, it's easier to find a rockstar creative person than a rockstar setter. It just is, because the rockstar setters tend to rise and become closers, and they tend to become, it's very Pareto distributed as far as the available talent pool and the labor. Like the cream really rises to the top. And so there's a high number of potential setters, but very few great ones. And so as a result of that, it makes the complexity of the process greater and more difficult to manage, because finding those types of folks at scale it's just hard. And I've hired over 100 setters because of the volume involved of the potential people that are willing to service and find this role. I mean, finding the right ones, that's a whole other conversation as far as the process goes that we can make. I can record an entire new video about recruiting setters specifically. But finding the right recruiting partner or specialist to be able to bring in the right types of people that we can then plug in these people seamlessly into our clients' businesses and our businesses to help them manage their sales process is a hard process, and managing it is difficult. So now it's really a matter of taking a step away from sales for me as a CEO to be able to both manage that process and then manage the salesperson that's now taking over and filling my shoes. Because finding a great closer for this type of offer, I mean, if we're talking about watching the other video about how to price accordingly and commanding a higher price point, is we're starting at a 10 to 15K price point plus performance, then finding a closer for that role is going to be easier than recruiting and placing setters at scale. So now we're at a point where it's time to take a step away from sales and for me to focus on being the CEO and building the business from 100K per month up to 800K per month and to continue to grow the business. So anyways, if you would like a roadmap and game plan like this that's personalized for your business, please watch the training, the 90-minute training that I'm attaching to the description of this video. And attaching to this video, and watch that so you can have a better idea of how to implement this for your business. And then if you'd like me to design this personally after that, then book a call with me and my team, and I'll catch you all on the next one.